This video is brought to you by Blue Guardian, the fastest growing prop firm in 2023. Rightio folks, welcome to the week 13 update for the Blue Guardian challenge. We've got 5 traders taking on the challenge, see if they can get funded, including myself. Now, this week we've had some developments. We've had Lord Banks, who's been with us from the beginning, drop out. He's hit the maximum drawdown limits and is thinking about starting another account in the future, so we may get him back on to have another crack at it. So we've got the traders coming up, how everyone's getting on, and we got me giving my update as well. So let's hear from Blue Guardian first, then get on with the first trader. Our sponsor, Blue Guardian, is the only prop firm that gives their traders a tool to protect them from hitting their max daily loss and over trading. It's super simple to use. Just set the Guardian Protector each day from your dashboard. Did you also know that they've just released an unlimited time evaluation with a 0 trading days requirement, giving you plenty of time to hit their low 8 and 4% targets, making it super fast to get funded. Plus, it's cheaper than the 40-day time limit evaluation. Check out the link and coupon in the description to get 10% off your next Blue Guardian evaluation.
Hi everyone, Gentsla here. Just quickly a recap for last week. We actually had a little bit of a loss on the Tuesday because Monday was a holiday, unfortunately, but that's okay. Life goes on. So we had the Guardian Protector was actually hit, and then I made my way back up to a 1.67%. So we are now on the week down 1.1 from last week, unfortunately. So we're in a little bit of drawdown. It was Tuesday and there was this massive rip over here. Now I was expecting it to come up. As soon as I saw this fair value gap, I saw price coming. It came down a little bit further, gave me a nice entry. It's supposed to be a nice entry and it was supposed to go up. My stop was underneath here. Well, it was supposed to be under there, but because you have a baby, or I have a baby, and I was on my phone, I didn't actually set my stop, unfortunately. And then I was preoccupied with baby for like an hour or two. The next thing happens is it's down here and I'm like, oh crap. So I take position off and then it just kind of like, it pulls me out the whole thing, unfortunately. But that is life. But we then made our way back. When was it? It was on Wednesday, just after Asia was set. We saw price pulling back. And then what we had is, in my time window, we had it presented a break of market structure, it came up, and then I took my entry and I targeted the opposite side of the range into the Hong Kong gap over there, which is beautiful. That was a nice trade. And then we went to the next day, which is right here. This was a nice 4-hour trade. So what I was looking at over here on the Friday was a whole bunch of nested Hong Kong gaps all within each other. So that is quite a big draw. And then we had a very, very large range on the DXY. And then we had a small little tight range for the Hong Kong gap. So we had, again, I was on my phone and I was watching Thursday, Friday's price action over here. And what we saw was, like I said, there was a large range over here. And then there was the Hong Kong gap right there. Price came into this big nested, all these previous Hong Kong gaps from before. And what we had was liquidity, this liquidity right here from London, the previous day that was not seen to, that was taken. And then it made an insta reversal to come down. We then got in on as soon as market structure was broken, there was a nice little fair value gap here. I sort of responded off that and then I entered and then it came down. And it continued going down right to, again, this little price in there, and that is our Hong Kong gap. That was a very interesting week because it was a little bit challenging in the beginning, having that massive loss, but that's okay. You learn lessons on continuous adapting of your life, like things that happen. It's a big psychological thing. So you're having to go through all these challenges. So anyways, we're going to keep updated with everyone at the end of this week. So have a lovely, lovely week and trade safe. And I'll see you all next week. Bye.
All right, so here is my update now. Look, another crappy trading week. Got to be honest, 5.3 down on the account. I think I was 4.9 last time. It was probably the worst week. Even though the drop wasn't that bad, it was probably the worst week of the whole challenge so far. So really, I was all over the place. I got some advice from my mentor, said, why don't you try this new strategy out? It should work. It did actually work all right, but it just wasn't for me. It wasn't the right kind of strategy. So I tried that out for a couple of days and I said, it's not going to work. He said, well, why don't you try this one out? So I tried this other one out. Like I literally placed one trade and I was like, look, I think I just got to stop. Why am I on my third strategy? It makes no sense. If not fourth, it was a fourth strategy doing this thing. So the strategy hopping has just got out of control in the last couple of weeks. So what I've decided to do is just take a little bit of a breather, stop trading for a bit, and then I'll dive back in. So what I'm going to do this week, in fact, I know what I'm going to do. I've gone back to the original thing I was doing, but I've got a way to do it so I can get a bigger target. So I actually haven't changed anything other than just like my take profits. The other thing I noticed I was doing with this challenge was I didn't really want to lose trades because I'm on the challenge and it's on the channel here. So I was cutting trades that were winning short, and obviously I was still taking the losses, but I just wasn't getting the winners as well. So I want to see if I can turn that around and make sure I hold these trades to the winning levels and not just take profits or move the stop to break even, as you're going to see in an example I show you in a second. So let's have a look at that. So first off, this was how the trading week played out on Swift Journal. So we had a loss. That was a random trade that I just thought, okay, all right, we're going to bring this whole thing back. Yeah, let's do it. And straight out of the gate, maximum risk, lost the first trade. Now the second trade is actually, I'll show you that one there. So it was actually a half win, and it was this trade here. So it was actually quite a good trade. I could have got in here this and taken it for a good 3R. It was the strategy the mentor had given me, and it wasn't really conducive to the time that I had to trade and all that sort of stuff. So I ended up moving my stop to break even, got just stopped out. You can see it there, just stopped out, and then it went on to bigger profits. But anyway, it is what it is. I took another break even on that account later on in the week, and I think that was with a different strategy as well. So back to this, we had, so the first day was down, second day was down even further. So this was like trying to trade that original strategy, and it just wasn't really working for me with the time. And then the final day, I think I did take a half decent trade. It did go 1 hour into profit, and it reversed again and took me out a small profit in the end. So that was the trading week. Not good. I've taken a break. You see, Friday I had no trades. I'm probably not going to trade the first few days of this week, and then I'll see if I can sort of jump back in around here. So I need to do a little bit of practicing here, just flesh a few things out before I can jump back in. So bear with me. I'll try and get there. I've still got a little bit of leeway here with the percentage on the account, but I think it's either going to be hit or miss going forward. So it's either I'm going to hit the losses, I'm going to hit the profits. One thing's going to happen. So we'll see how it all turns out. All right, let's jump into the next trader.
All right, folks, I'm here at Black Bull Markets headquarters in Auckland, New Zealand. You can see this amazing view behind me of Auckland Harbour. Now, talking about views, if you do want to get free TradingView Pro, then all you need to do is trade one lot a month at Black Bull Markets, and they're going to give you free TradingView Pro. So, folks, to find out more, click the link in the description below or the card above.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope you're taking care of yourself wherever you are in the world and having a fantastic weekend or had one. And I am FBomb coming back with an account update. Obviously, there's not much that has changed. Reason being is because I've focused less on the money and reduced my lot size massively and reduced the quantity of my trades massively as well. And just sticking to the best setups. As you can tell on Friday, if you joined me on the stream, there was a very, very good trade and we managed to avoid some terrible market conditions after by looking at the stock market screener on IG and just looking at the general market indexes, and we figured out from that the market would probably start to range. It was good at the beginning of the session and I took a good trade for about 5.5 pips and that was it. Later on the market sort of devolved into madness and I didn't take anything after that. There's not been much change from last week, like I said, so let's just get into the trade that I took on Friday. On my indicator you can see the red and blue lines. The reason why it's not drawn it on my setup right here, which you can see from the show trades indicator, is because obviously these lines have been closed out now. They've been closed above and closed below, and so they don't appear, and the only relevant price action for the lines to appear is here. Okay, now let me just explain this setup to you. So 4 things that we focus on, I say this every stream, we focus on bear candles only. So the lines, the bullish lines and the bearish lines, so blue and red, they are all on bear candles only, on the body low of the bear candle. Okay, And the reason being is because, like I say, we only focus on bear candles. Step number 2 is we focus on candle changes. So the lines are either drawn on a bear candle that comes after a bull, or a bear candle that comes before a bear, or a series of bears which takes the body high. Step number 3 is we need a failure to rebalance. So for example, in this downward move, this bull candle is the attempt to rebalance with this bear candle up here. And by rebalancing, I mean that it needs to close above the body low, so that it closes either within the body or above the body. Okay, in a bearish scenario, that would rebalance this open book, okay, this open inefficiency. But if it fails, that's where our setup comes in. If it closes above, then it's invalidated. But if it closes below, that gives us a setup. Okay, and we can move on to step 4. That's the failure to rebalance. Step 4 is the body break entry. So in this case, if we had this bull candle which failed to rebalance this bear, we would wait for the body low of this bull candle to break so that we can enter shorts. Okay, hopefully that makes sense to you. Now, the next thing is I'm going to show you the trade that I took on Friday myself. So let's see here. It's a buy trade. We have a bear candle that comes before a bull. The bull candle takes the body high of the bear. Step number 3 is we need an attempt to rebalance. It does attempt to rebalance with this bear candle, which fails to get into the body high, and within the body, it fails to close below the body high, meaning that it just fails to rebalance. So that's step number 3. And then step number 4 is we need a body break entry, and then we broke the body of the bear candle, the body high, and so we took that opportunity long. Okay, and there was an open book from the day before, from the 2 days earlier, which was this right here. So it's a bear candle that comes after a bull. There's a bear candle that comes after it. There's no close above it. We've had rejections off of it, but there's no close above it. And so I was expecting a rejection from there or some kind of action there. And then what did we have? If you go to the trade, put my take profit right at that line. I saw the line from my indicator at the time and it pushed up, gave me my 5 pips. I think it was something like 5.6 pips. And then it took me out at my take profit very, very nicely and reversed exactly. I did miss a trade after. There's a bear candle that comes after a bull. There's a bull candle that attempts to rebalance with this bear. Then it broke below. And on my other account, I did take it for about 11 pips, but sadly, I didn't take it on my Blue Guardian because when I had come back to the screen, it had already moved in about 2 pips. And by then it's just way too late to take it. Anyways, that's all from me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Well, enjoy your week, the new week that's coming, and have a fantastic week trading. Join us in the Mondays and Fridays London session to see how we trade, and join us in the Discord as well when you come to those streams to have a free, like I say, guide on the strategy. The strategy is free and it's open to the public for everybody to use. And I hope you join us. Right, that's all from me. Take care of yourself. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Good day, folks. I am coming to you with my recap for the week. Nothing, I was going to say productive. I'm not going to say that though, because I'm learning from this, what now I will call an extended period of drawdown as I work through it. Was a little busy this week in the mornings, and so I didn't get a lot of New York session chart time. I had to get to bed early, so no evening stuff either. So not a lot of overall chart time this week. Nonetheless, what I'm realizing and that I want to incorporate into this next week, as I've gotten further into my learning from the 2022 mentorship from ICT, is that I'm rushing my setups. I'm trying to get in too quick without a bigger picture idea as I'm trading the index. I had, I think, only one Forex trade, and it was a loser as well. So that was just my strategy wise. That happens fairly often. So within the index though, what I'm going to be doing is I need to work towards framing the idea with some more big picture ideas for the index. So I can't just jump in on a 1 minute on this one and think my idea is going to work right away. So this next week will be being a little bit more cautious on the 1 minute chart, using nested fair value gaps from the 5 time frame into the 1 minute time frame. And I'm getting the setups there. So yep, that's where I'm at. You can see still in drawdown. I'm about halfway to the max loss, which is not exciting, but I'm gonna control my risk, and I'm going to dig myself out of this hole and pass this challenge. So at least that's my plan. And I will be streaming on Wednesday, New York Open. So you can ask me any questions there, offer me any sweet tips that you might have. So until next week, thanks Cam, TradingNut. This is an awesome opportunity. I'm learning a lot, and thanks Blue Guardian for the opportunity as well.
Hello guys, hope you are doing great and hope you had a great week. So we're gonna go ahead and do a recap for last week and see what happened and where we at with the 25K challenge. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. We can take a look at the Blue Guardian challenge here. That's the dashboard. This week, we haven't taken a lot of trade, only 4 trades on September 5th and September 8th. So we had 3 sell trades on the 5th on golds that resulted in a loss. It was obviously the same trade idea, but with 3 entries, it ended up in a loss. And on the 8th, we had a trade on US 30 that ended up in a win, where we kind of stopped at break even for the week. So let's take a look at the dashboard. So far we are still in drawdown with the account. We are in a 2.30% drawdown right now. Dashboard is loading. So as you can see here, minus 2.32% drawdown. And as you can see here, since the beginning, we have taken 37 trades. We had traded 14 lots around, and our win rate is 32.43% with a profit factor of 0.43, average risk reward ratio below 1, not good. And we have the average losing trade, which is $34.87, and the average winning trade, which is $31.30. So we just need to turn things around, and hopefully this week we'll be able to push up a little bit and see the equity curve go above the initial balance, which was 25%. So hopefully this week we can catch some good news, some good trade with the news coming, with CPI and other news coming. So I will say thank you and see you next week.
Tired of missing trades or spending hours at the charts? Introducing my Robot Builders Club. With our platform, you can build bots in minutes, not weeks, without any coding required. Get lifetime access to my video course, VIP community, and over 40 ready-made robots. Works with MT4 or MT5, and as a bonus, you'll get 3 months access to my robot lab, where we build and test bots on live calls every week. Join the hundreds of traders who are trading smarter, not harder. Click the link in the description to learn more, get the free training, and download a free robot.